Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. We are so stoked about this. I say stoked too much and people say that to me, so I'll see you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. We want you to be able to see our videos, so click the button, subscribe, and we'll have a video every Tuesday for you. So thank you for being here. This week's video is really special to us. It's our birth story with Ozzy. We're gonna go over why we decided to get pregnant and then kind of the process of that, and not how we get pregnant. Just kind of our thought process during that time and why we decided we were ready, how we told our friends and family, you know, all that good stuff. To start from the beginning, we never really discussed having kids. We kind of just both were so scared about getting pregnant. I thought for sure I was going to be pregnant on the honeymoon, so much so that I had an armbar, which is a birth control, and I was taking birth control pills on the honeymoon, and I made Tanner wear a condom because I was like, what if we get pregnant? I was that scared to getting pregnant right when we were married. So I think the movies make it out to be that the one time that you have sex, you're pregnant. So that was kind of my thought process.
Yeah.
I hadn't ever had sex before, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be pregnant the second I do. So Tan and I were both kind of on the same page of we're not ready for kids yet. We're wanting to, just be a couple and enjoy these first few years married, just us. Then it wasn't until we moved out to Hawaii. We were out here for a year, and I finally kind of brought it up. I was like, I guess we should both know what our expectations are for when we want to have kids. And we're both kind of ooh, we're not ready right now. We don't really want kids right now. We kind of said, you know what sounds right is when you're graduated from college. So he had a year left, and we were both really just okay, yeah, that's a year away. We're good. Yeah, that sounds right. December comes around. So this was 6 months after we had talked about it. Why did I take a test in the first place?
You kept freaking out. You were just
yeah,
tripping out. You were like,
I was like, oh my gosh,
I think I'm pregnant.
I think I'm pregnant.
Your period was a little bit late,
Yeah.
and you were just feeling weird and
Yeah.
tired
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah.
And I think I just kind of blew it up in my head, and I was like, I think I'm pregnant.
And then as soon as you said that,
it
was
freaked
in my
me out.
head. Yeah. And you're as soon as you say that, you're oh freak, I could be.
Yeah. And so Tanner went and got a test. I take the test. I'm like, okay, wait. There's a faint line.
Don't really understand how they work.
I don't understand how they work. Looking back, I'm for sure I wasn't pregnant. But in the time, I'm wait, it looks like there's a faint line right there. I show Tanner, what the freak, does this mean I'm pregnant? I call my friend, she's like, there's no such thing as false positives. If there's a line, even if it's faint, there's a line. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, literally that whole day believed that I was pregnant. And we were not, we thought we had another 6 months before we thought we were going to start trying to have a baby. So, and then the next morning I take a test and it's negative. Even though we were freaking out that we were pregnant, we both realized how excited we were, especially Tanner.
Yeah, as soon as she said it, there was no heart sinking. It was just
excitement.
What?
Yeah.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember just being stoked, and then after that being starting to think about all the things holy crap, are we ready? But my very, very initial reaction was super stoked.
It made me see how ready for it he was. It went from being oh yeah, maybe after we'll start trying, maybe after you graduate, to he was so stoked. So when I took the test in the morning and it came back negative, I was in the bathroom almost hoping that it would be positive, weirdly, because I knew that wasn't a part of my plan, but I saw how excited Tanner was and how excited I got, that I was okay, wait, I can do this, am I pregnant? I kind of hope this turns out positive. And then when it was negative, it was a little bit of a letdown, even though it was it would have been a surprise. So that's kind of funny. So from that point on, Tanner did not want to wait. He didn't want to wait till our plan to start trying.
I was ready then.
He was ready. He was okay, I want to be pregnant now. I had all these jobs planned out, and it just wouldn't have been ideal. So I was okay, we still just gotta wait until at least May or whatever it was. That's how we realized that we were ready, is that we had a scare, and we realized how excited we were and not scared and sad. So I think that really put a little pep in our step to like get it going, because we realized that like, okay, we are ready, because we were actually fully stoked on this, even though it was like not a planned thing.
We started trying as soon as we got back from Dominican Republic, which was Memorial Day.
Oh wow.
Yeah, which is
Wow.
yesterday.
No.
Yeah, because I got back from Dominican Republic and did the MRF for the first time. I remember it was like right after we got off the plane, and it was Memorial Day. Yeah, and
Holy crap.
and then that's when we started trying. So
I'm spooked. That just freaked me out. Like we were supposed to be like pregnant again 2 years ago
end of
exactly.
May. So end of May is when we started trying.
And then we found out we were pregnant in July. So it worked. Alrighty. Okay, so when I took the pregnancy test, I took it I think a couple days before my period was supposed to come, and so, but I was just so excited to find out, because it was my first time, actually doing this part of it. We had an extra pregnancy test from the time that we took it back in December, because it came in a 2-pack. It was the morning, and I was like, I'm just gonna take it. Didn't tell Tanner. Went back into the bathroom, took the test, and the second I did it, I was like, gosh dang it, I just wasted $10. Like, they're expensive. They're literally $10 a freaking test. I was like, I'm not pregnant. Why did I waste that? Like, it's our first month. Like, I just convinced myself, like, why did I do that? But I had already done it, so I was waiting in there, and it takes a minute. So we're waiting. All of a sudden I look, and it says pregnant. And I'm not kidding you, my heart and stomach just like on the floor. Like I just, like, no. I'm like, no way. I start like smiling, and I'm just like, okay, I can't make any noise, because Tanner was out on the couch and I hadn't told him that I took the test. And so I was like, I want to get his reaction. I can't believe that I'm actually pregnant. Like, this is insane. Like, I can't even breathe. I'm feeling the feelings right now, because it was so much shock, and I just instantly I didn't even wait 2 seconds. Like, I literally just grabbed my phone, started recording. I didn't even think this through, but I was like, I just gotta get him into the bathroom so he can see the test. I just need to do it right now. Like, I was just like, he has to know right now. I can't believe he still doesn't know, and I know. Tanner, can you come here for a second? I just tried to make myself sound angry, so that he would like be like, oh crap, like I gotta go. Like, what did I do? You know?
Like, is there pee on the seat?
Yeah, and so I was like, can you come here for a sec? And then I like made him go to the bathroom, and he's kind of looking at me like, what did I do?
Yeah.
And then he goes into the bathroom, sees the test. I hadn't cried yet. Like, I was fully still in shock. I didn't know what I was feeling. I was just like in pure shock. And the second Tanner saw it and like looked at me, I just started like bawling and like laughing. I've never felt that way in my life. Like, it was just the craziest feeling ever. And we were so excited.
Yeah, first I thought I was in trouble. So I'm like walking in there like pretty hesitant, like on the lookout for something that I can like fix real fast. Yeah, when I saw the test, I was like, no freaking way. And when I grabbed it and like looked at it, immediately my hand was just like, I couldn't even read it. Just like as soon as I looked at Lo and she was crying, and we just like had that moment of like, this happening.
Yes! High-fiving, like, giving me up, squeezing, spinning around. It was like the best moment.
Yeah.
I called my siblings. So we were going to be in Utah in 2 months, so we wanted to wait until his family and my mom and dad until we were in Utah, because we wanted to tell them in person. But I like needed to tell somebody. And so I told my sister and my brother, and then our friends Heather and Brent came over, and we went on a hike with them. And when we got in the car, I like told them in some weird way. Anytime I would see somebody, they weren't asking, but I'd be like, I'm pregnant. Like, I like had to tell people. So it was fun, because I recorded a lot of my friends' reactions. I would pretend like I was taking a photo of them, and then I would say, okay, say Lauren's pregnant. Some of the people would be like, Lauren's pregnant, and then be like, wait, and then other people would like immediately get it and just like be freaking out. Probably the most fun I had in my pregnancy was being able to like tell people the news, like being able to see their faces and their excitement. It was really special. Okay, first trimester, the week 6 to 9 was terrible. I had a pretty great pregnancy. I was blessed to be healthy and be able to do the things I wanted to do. I was still able to exercise every day. But week 6 to 9, I don't know how to describe the feeling of just zero energy. I had no motivation to do any work at all. I literally feel like from week 6 to 9, I was laying on our couch like all day, every day. Like I just had no motivation. I wasn't throwing up, but I just felt sick, and I wasn't myself.
It was especially weird because it was just like anti-Lauren.
I like being like the talkative one in the group, or like
just high energy. I wouldn't say center of attention, but center of attention. Like yeah. Anyway,
life of the party.
Life of the party. That's Lauren.
I like to be the life of the party.
That's exactly, yeah. Lauren loves to be the life of the party, the lifeblood. And so then people were still coming over to our house, and it would be like 8:30. Usually we were staying up till like 12, 1, 2 a.m.
Yeah, and I'm normally like, don't ever leave. Like,
and she's like, yeah, if people start leaving around 12:30, she's like, hey, where are you going?
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna start a movie right now. And everybody's like, oh, I really gotta go. And she's like, no, stay. At like 8:15, we all look around, and Lauren is gone. And she's just in the bed, just like laying down.
This
like,
is so
90%
not my
asleep.
character.
And everybody's like, oh,
I guess we'll go.
yeah, we can leave. Like, oh, I guess we're out of here. And
yeah,
like
I'm
out there just.
I literally would. It would be like 8:30. People were over, and I would just like leave, go to the bedroom, like lay down. Like I'm just tired. Like I just want to sleep. I just want to lay down. Once I got out of that, it was much better. Second trimester, the only thing was that I had really bad rib pain. Like whenever I'd be sitting at the desk and like doing my work and editing wedding videos, and I like couldn't sit there because my ribs hurt so bad. It felt like my ribs were broken or like popped out of place or something. So that was annoying. And then in third trimester, it was mainly just that I couldn't sleep. You have to sleep on your sides, and I would wake up in the middle of the night and be on like my left side, and my left hip would feel like it was broken. So I would like slowly roll to the right hip, and then I'd wake up and my right hip would feel broken. So then I'd have to roll back. My cravings were weird. I don't know who's been around long enough to remember, but I was obsessed with jalapeno Cheetos.
Every
jalapeno Cheetos.
Day.
I'm not kidding you. I needed them. And it's funny because I was like, I liked these before. I think I'm just like, I just want them. But the second after I had Aussie, I didn't care about them. I've had them probably one time since, and it's not because I bought them. It's because somebody brought them.
Offered them.
Or like said, do you want some? If you know somebody that is pregnant and they say, I need this food, they're not lying. They really do need it. And that was one of my things, is I just like would think about them, and I'm like, I have to have them right now, like that taste in our mouth. Crazy thing that happened was I got pregnant a couple months before me. My friend Maddie Neely got pregnant, and a lot of my friends were all pregnant at the same time. Us and the Mealies went to Europe on a baby.
The Meastons.
It was such a blast. Like we had the best time. I think at that point I was like 14 weeks pregnant, and Maddie was like somewhere in her 20s, 25 weeks pregnant or something like that. And we had seriously so much fun with them. It was such a blast. And right after that trip is when they moved away to Florida. So it was kind of like our final hoorah together, which was sad.
Yeah.
But after that, I came back, and it was still me, Maddie, Randy, and Britt all pregnant together. And it was so amazing for so many reasons, because I think when you're going through something that big and life-changing, it's really comforting knowing that you're not the only one going through it, and that there's other people in your life around you that are also kind of going through that with you, so that you're not alone and you don't feel like anxiety about like, oh, I'm gonna be left out, or they're gonna not hang out with me anymore. Like those type of feelings don't happen, because it's like, okay, we're all kind of in the same boat. Which was really amazing. Like I highly recommend if you're pregnant, finding a pregnant friend if you can, just to relate to them with, because it's harder to understand when you're not pregnant. There's also the other side of things. There was like a part of me where, because I was pregnant and feeling these hormones, and I have always struggled with like body image issues ever since I was like 5 years old. I've always been very aware of my body and very like, I don't know, I just feel like I was always very aware of that at a very young age. It's definitely been hard to try and change my mindset on that. I think a lot of girls struggle with it, a lot of guys struggle with it. Being pregnant, it like kind of magnified those feelings. The only negative side about being pregnant at the same time as your friends is that you're all kind of getting compared to each other. Not just from like each other or from me or whatever, but like other people saying things that they don't mean as harm, but like you remember those things and it kind of sticks with you. For example, just little things like, oh, like you look more pregnant than she looks and she's farther along, or you, like little things like that you would hear or people would say, and like that would really, those things would like get to me and make me feel like, oh, like dang it, like I'm getting back into this mindset of like comparing myself when I should be just like so grateful that like my body's doing this crazy thing, like growing a baby. Like that's so amazing. And normally people don't have anything to compare it to because you're just pregnant when you're pregnant, and normally there's not 4 of you all pregnant together. But just because we are that close and we have, you know, like people around us that are kind of like seeing it firsthand, things like that would happen where it would kind of like stick with me and affect me, or like even things about my energy levels, like, oh, you're totally different, like you're not like the crazy low that I know, like it's not even you. And those comments would even get to me too, because I like knew that I had 0 energy and I wasn't able to be myself for that first trimester. Just I could feel that, and it would make me sad, but I couldn't do anything about it because that's just how it was, and I had no energy. It was so weird, and I'd never gone through something like that. But to hear it from other people, to like hear the comments of like, oh yeah, like you just don't seem like yourself, and they don't mean it in a mean way, they're just trying to like point out something, you know. But like with the pregnancy hormones and those feelings of already feeling like I'm not being a fun person, it would get to me. And so I think that was the only downside, is I let myself like compare myself to other people when their pregnancy is a fully different thing. Their bodies are fully different, and that's okay. Like it's totally fine that everyone is going to be different. I just needed to, like, as my pregnancy kept going, I would brush off the comments. I would try and remember that, you know what, this is crazy amazing that I'm growing a human and she's healthy and strong, and I'm healthy. I'm able to do so many things. I had such a good pregnancy that I felt guilty for even thinking those things. I just wanted to mention this because I don't want anyone to think that like everything's perfect. I just wanted to open up about that part just so that you were aware that it's not all rainbows and butterflies amazingness. All you can do is try and keep yourself in a positive light, and remember, like, nobody is trying to hurt your feelings, or everyone means well. And so don't let little things get to you, and try to, you know, remind yourself that you're doing this crazy amazing thing, and that it was the most incredible thing to have other people to go through this with. And obviously it was mostly good, and if I get pregnant again, or when I get pregnant again, I would love to be pregnant with one of my friends at least. Thanks for watching this week's video. We hope you loved it. I'm really excited about the part 2 that's going to be coming out next week, that actually goes over the birth and the labor with Ozzy, and just things that we've never really talked about before. So I'm really excited about it. Make sure to subscribe and turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss it. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Moral of the story: be kind to those around you. Be kind to pregnant people. They've got a lot of hormones going through their body. They just need some love and kindness.